Hello everybody and welcome to session 2. Here we will be discussing trigonometric functions, their graph, domain and range. So you will learn the graphs of the basic trigonometric functions sine, cos, tan, cosine, cosec, sec, cot, and you will also learn how to estimate the period and range and draw the graphs of similar functions. Now the sine function is periodic with period 2 pi. Periodic means after intervals of 2 pi the graph repeats itself. And the domain is R and range is the closed interval minus 1 to 1. By domain we mean the set of values of x and by range we mean the set of values of y. So the domain is R, it goes on indefinitely and the range is minus 1 to 1. The cosine function is periodic with period 2 pi. Here the domain is R and the range is again minus 1 to 1. So this is a graph of the cosine function and every interval of 0 to 2 pi it keeps repeating itself. The tangent function is periodic with period pi. So this is a graph of the tangent function. Now the domain is R minus odd multiples of pi by 2 because tan pi by 2 is infinity, so it cannot have a value at pi by 2. That's why we draw the graph like this, going upwards and going downwards. And the range is R. The graph doesn't end. The cotangent function or the cot function is periodic with period pi. This is the range of the cot function. The domain is R minus even multiples of pi because cot at 0 is infinity, cot at pi is infinity, and the range is the set of real numbers. The secant function is periodic with period 2 pi. So this is a graph of the secant function. Domain is R minus odd multiples of pi by 2 because cosec pi by 2, cosec minus pi by, sec pi by 2 and sec minus pi by 2, sec 3 pi by 2 are all infinity. And the range is R minus 1 to 1. So there is no value of the graph between the open interval minus 1 to 1. The cosecant function or the cosec function is periodic with period 2 pi. So this is a graph of the cosec function. The domain is R minus even multiples of pi by 2 because at 0 pi cosec is infinity. And again the range is R minus 1 to 1. You can see that there is no graph between minus 1 to 1. Now if sine x is periodic with period 2 pi, sine alpha x is periodic with period 2 pi by alpha. We need to remember this. So coming to questions, draw the graph of sine 3x. So we are taking values in sine 3x, it will be periodic with period 2 pi by 3. So we take values between 0 to 2 pi by 3. So y is sine 3x, sine 0 is 0, sine pi by 6 is sine 3 into pi by 6 which is sine pi by 2 which is 1. So at pi by 4 it is sine 3 pi by 4 which is 0.7. At pi by 3 it is sine pi which is 0. At pi by 2 it is sine 3 pi by 2 which is minus 1. And at 2 pi by 3 it is sine 2 pi which is 0. So the graph comes somewhat like this, 0, 1, then you have 0.7 at pi by 0, 1 at pi by 6, pi by 4 it is 0.7, pi by 3 is 0, pi by 2 is minus 1 and 2 pi by 3 is 0. And the range is the closed interval minus 1 to 1. Draw the graph of 3 sin x. Now 3 sin x, the period is 2 pi because we are looking at the period of sin 2x. But the range is the closed interval minus 3 to 3. So the range of sin x is the closed interval minus 1 to 1. But when you have 3 sin x, it is the closed interval minus 3 to 3. So if you take values, since the period is 0 to 2 pi, I will take values between 0 to 2 pi. Sin 0 is 0. At pi by 2 it is 3 sin pi by 2 which is 3. At pi it is 3 sin pi which is 0. At 3 pi by 2 it is 3 sin 3 pi by 2 which is minus 3. And at 2 pi it is 3 sin 2 pi which is 0. So you can draw the graph and you can see that pi by 2 it is 3, pi it is 0, 3 pi by 2 it is minus 3, 2 pi it is 0. So this is a graph of the function. Next, draw the graph of 3 cos 2x. Now if y equal to 3 cos 2x, period will be 2 pi by 2 which is pi and the range is the closed interval minus 3 to 3. So if I take values between 0 to pi, at pi by 4 you get 3 cos pi by 2, which is 0. At pi by 2 you get 3 cos 2 pi, 3 cos pi, which is minus 3. At 3 pi by 4 you get 3 cos 3 pi by 2, which is 0. And at pi you get 3 cos 2 pi, which is 3. So you can see that 0 it is 3, pi by 4 it is 0, pi by 2 it is minus 3, 3 pi by 4 it is 0, and pi is 3. So this is roughly the graph of y equal to 3 cos 2x. So I hope you have learned how to draw the graphs of basic trigonometric functions and how to determine their period and range. Genius is nothing but an uncommon aptitude of patience. So if you want to learn maths, you have to take a pen and paper and practice along with me, pausing the video as you practice. Tune into the next session, which will be how to evaluate trigonometric angles. Thank you.